Hi friends, this is Ashwin Pendiala. You can call me Ashwin if that's difficult. Um, so I'll be doing coding questions in Java, Python, and SAP. SAP, when I say SAP, SAP ABAP, which is not a general purpose programming language, but um, a programming language which is specific to an application which is SAP. So Java and Python are general purpose programming languages. So this is SAP. You can we shall start with a pretty straightforward algorithm or data structure, uh, which one of my friend has faced in one of the interviews, which is how do you reverse a 32-bit signed integer. Let us go ahead and solve this problem. So let us say reverse of signed integer. So signed integer is a pretty straightforward integer problem. So this is just bad at typing. So it seems very easy, but if you don't follow the edge cases or any other, what do you call, or if you don't know how to say the computational complexity of the program which you are writing, it becomes very difficult, or it becomes very difficult to put it correctly. It becomes very difficult to say to the interviewer that you know how the program works. So when someone asks you the reverse of the signed integer, it is, so let us remove this comment section. So you can just put something called as parameters, which would be your input. Parameters p underscores some integer type, which is of type integer. So it obviously allows integer values. Now what you need to do is pretty straightforward. You need to check if the integer is greater than 0. Only if it is greater than 0, this is kind of edge case. So only if it is greater than 0 you would reverse it. How do you reverse it is just take the, say if you have a number called 1 2 3, just take the last digit and put it first. That is how your approach should be. And then delete the last digit, take again the last digit and put it into the new variable, and delete that and take again the last one and put it here. So this is how our approach would be. So let us see. So the first condition is it should be greater than 0, and then take the last digit. So last digit will be lv underscore last, which would be, how do you take the last digit? It is pretty simple. You take p underscore int mod, which is modulo 10. So obviously you'll get 3 into the last digit. You put that into your temporary variable, which is reverse variable. So how would you do reverse? You just put lv underscore reverse is equal to, you just multiply, as you have divided it with 10, you just multiply it with 10 and then just add the last variable. So simple, right? So and at last you need to, as you have took this variable, you just need to remove this. You remove the units digits. So what you need to do for that is p underscore int equal to p underscore int divided by 10. So that is it. So pretty simple, right? And this is where many people make mistake. It would get executed. There is no doubt. There is no doubt in it. But here we need to handle some of the edge cases, which I would come to you immediately, because I need to declare this type I. So lv underscore reverse type I. So this should work. So 1 2 3. So if you execute it, yeah, my bad, I need to just write LV reverse. LV write actually writes the, so if you write something, it's 4 3 2 1, it's correct. So but the problem with this kind of program is it is not there are not too many edge cases are covered in this. Say for example, what happens if the integer which you have given as input exceeds the limit with which integer can hold. Like for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So see, entry is too long. Good that it is not even accepting the input is not even accepting the an integer which is greater than the limit. But what happens if the reverse of an integer is greater than the acceptable limit? So for example, this is the 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 3 4 2 2 3 4 3 something, some 1 billion number. So the reverse of it would be 3 4 3 2 4 3. But the reverse of this number is exceeding the integer limit. I hope you understand it. I'm very bad at explaining this. So what happens then is when you try to execute it, it results in a dump. So because it is a known thing which is produced a value larger than 214784361 So what we shall do now is just take these limits of the integers. Like this is the upper bound, this is the lower bound of the integer, any integer. So any integer cannot hold values which are greater than that or less than that. So what we shall do is just take these limits. I'm trying to just cover the upper and lower bounds of these limits, like LVE say max or upper bound type. I value, the upper bound is this number, and LV underscore lower bound type I value. So it is straightforward, this number. So you need to have a conditional variable, because the issue which we are facing right now is in LV reverse, if the number is more than this or less than this number, if the reverse of a number is more than this or less than this, the system is resulting in a dump. So what do we need to do right now is just take the upper bound, just put an if condition, just take the upper bound, LV underscore upper bound. Before we multiply the reverse by 10, just divide the upper bound by 10. Just check if LV reverse is greater than that. So that is it. It's so simple. And at the same time, what also we need to check, or LV reverse should be if LV reverse is equal to upper bound by 10, and say LV last, the last digit is greater than this number, like the 7. Control C and Control V. I think this should cover our upper bounds. I mean, edge cases, like right, you can say reverse is greater than the upper bound of an integer. That is it. This should work. And after you write, what you do is just exit. That's it. So now we have covered the upper bounds, and what we need to do is cover the lower bounds of it. Just take the same, copy the same and paste it here. And what you do here is just take the lower bound. Reverse should not be less than the lower bound. or reverse if it is equal to lower bound, but it should not be less than, what is it, 8, because the lower bound, the last digit is 8, so -8. I think this should work. Let's see if everything goes well. So now we will enter 1 2 3, a bigger value, 5 6 something. Is it bigger? Yeah. So is it bigger? Yeah. So we have entered a 1 billion. See, reverse is greater than the upper bound of an integer, and because of which we are we could not get the reverse of it. Like for example, say if it is 1, now we need to get the reverse. The same applies if you give the negative of an integer. So these are very important edge cases which you need to check in your program when doing the reverse of assigned integers. And the last thing is, what is the computational complexity of this program? So the computational complexity is when you take the, it is, I mean, it is a linear time, or is it exponential, or is it powers of 2, or it is logarithmic? What is it? So as we are dividing the number by 10, so the maximum times we run the loop is the number of digits which are existing in this existing in the input. So that means as we are dividing by 10, our computational complexity is logarithmic of input with base 10. So this is it. Thanks for watching, and you can watch my other videos on YouTube. Thank you so much for Python.